Francis, we are all eager to hear from you. And you're more than an educator, you're a catalyst for change, you're inspiring new generation to understand, appreciate, and harness the potential for Africa. We can't wait to hear from you. You have the floor.
Invited guests, passionate educators, young leaders of Africa, and esteemed colleagues, all protocol observed.
My name is Francis Gizoza Bigirimana, and I stand before you as the African traveling teacher. I am profoundly honored and grateful to speak to you today, and I thank the eLearning Africa team for affording me this opportunity to share my journey, vision, dreams. A vision which I hold profoundly with deep conviction that together and in synergy with your cherished visions and those of the like-minded young leaders across Africa shall blow the embers that will not only inspire but also spark our beloved continent's vibrant leap forward. But I digress. Let me take you back to the beginning. I was born on 13th November 1991 at Mutore Hospital in Kisoro District, southwestern Uganda. I am the last born in a family of 9. And although I am Ugandan, I could have been born in any of these other communities neighboring Uganda, like Rwanda, where I would be greeting Murahoneza, or the DRC, where I would be greeting Habari or Mbote. But as you may be aware, examples and scenarios like mine are very common to people who are born on borders neighboring different countries, especially in towns like Kisoro. I would have been born here. If you asked me, I would say my background of where I was born is perhaps one that is continually watering my strong conviction and growth as a Pan-Africanist. Needless to say, it is also one of my biggest convictions behind founding the African Traveling Teacher. Why I take pride in and derive much gratification from my profession as a teacher, it would be shocking to most of you to learn that I actually never dreamt to be a teacher. The thought of being a teacher had never crossed my mind. But let me tell you a story. I always wanted to be a priest. I was fascinated by the flamboyant priests who came to say mass at my local church. They parked their very big motorcycles at my home, and every time they came back, they tipped me generously for keeping the bike safely. After primary school, I was admitted at St. Paul's Seminary in Kabale, where I studied all my 6 years of secondary school. So I am not, by the end of the 6 years, I no longer had interest in the priesthood. I am not sure if I was fazed by the big motorcycles anymore, or if priesthood was not my calling. After high school, I was not single-minded. I was fascinating about courses like law, like journalism, like information communication technology, because at the time, they're the most prestigious courses in Uganda. But my father wanted me to be a teacher. I did not want, because both my parents were teachers and my 2 other sisters were teachers. But as fate would have it, I was admitted at Makerere University to study a Bachelor's of Arts in Education. And boy, did I love it. I and other disgruntled students who did not want to be teachers we disguised for a long time that we are studying law because the School of Education at Mackay University is strategically positioned next to the School of Law. So we disguised, and I was not focused for about 2 semesters, not until I attended a comparative education class taught by Miss Olivia. She is the reason I am standing before you today as a proud teacher. As an empowered teacher, she took it upon herself to nurture students to develop the passion and literally fall in love with teaching. For me, she became a mentor and a mother. Looking back at my life, from the hills and the cold lanes of Kisoro to seminary school in Kabale and the vibrant lecture rooms of Mackay University, I have encountered not one but many passionate teachers watering the seed of ideas and the innovation sprouting within the young people. Therefore, I stand here having leaned on the shoulders of those who went before me. And in fact, at this moment, allow me to recognize my mentor, Madam Olivia, who is here with us today. I think she's seated somewhere around the room. Ladies and gentlemen, think of a profession today that did not need a teacher. None, right? And even if it were self-taught or e-learning, there has been a face behind the designing of the learning process and the curriculum. Teachers are the foundation of our continent to foster critical thinking, creativity, and problem-solving skills, which are essential for addressing complex global issues and the sustainable development goals. Well, let me tell you about the African traveling teacher. My work as the African traveling teacher seeks to expose teachers to the richness of their continent while equipping them with knowledge and resources to nurture the next generation of thought leaders and social justice champions, as told through stories on our YouTube channel, The African Traveling Teacher. Ideally, education in Africa should be a mirror reflecting our rich histories, diverse cultures, and vast geographies, from the snow-capped Rwenzori Mountains of Uganda to the rainforests of the Congo Basin, the beautiful mountain gorillas of Rwanda, and the spectacle of the Masai Mara. Our education should esteem to celebrate our unique biodiversity, and my work seeks to revolutionize the way we teach and learn through creativity and problem solving. Our mission aligns with the African Union's vision of a united and prosperous Africa, and by focusing on innovative education that honors our rich heritage and addresses our current challenges, we will nurture responsible citizens who are equipped to lead our continent to its fullest potential. And the point I'm trying to make here is that education and young people are the heartbeat of the work that we do. And as Nelson Mandela puts it, education is the most powerful weapon we can use to change the world. I am a living testimony to the power of an education, and it is my passion for teaching and the desire to empower teachers and youth across the continent that inspired me to start the African Traveling Teacher. While many countries are transitioning from the knowledge-based education curriculum to a skills-based competence curriculum, you realize that not so many teachers have been properly reoriented to deliver this curriculum. And indeed, such a paradigm shift necessitates a comprehensive approach to ensure that no teacher is left behind if we are to have our youth well taught and empowered. We therefore seek to network teachers in Africa to learn from each other so as to empower the learners, embrace modern education, and do away with the rote learning of cramming, simply regurgitating information to pass exams. Learners must be taught using real situations or scenarios inside and outside the classroom. Through discussing, observing, and creating products to solve contextual problems or even real-life situations. For the learner, it no longer ceases to be what you know, but what you can do using what you know. And that, ladies and gentlemen, for me is the essence for creativity and innovation, which are the hallmarks of a progressive society. For example, one evening when I was about 7, I was poisoned. By morning, I had driven into a coma. My distressed mother carried me on her back, taking me to the clinic. And along the way, she meets an old man who at one glance suspects poisoning. He tells her, look here, don't take him to the hospital. There's an old man who can use local herbs to cure poisoning. She takes me to this old man who prepares the herbs, delivers them to me in about 30 minutes. Immediately after taking them, I started vomiting and developed a running stomach. 2 days after that, I was back on my feet and walking around the compound. Recently, I did a video with him to learn more about how he acquired that knowledge. And to me, this is a strong example of how we can use this knowledge as a way to teach about sustainability and climate resilience. By both capturing and learning from indigenous knowledge, we empower our students to protect, preserve the environment that forms the backbone of their communities' economies. Our lessons on global citizenship, sustainable development goals, and environmental conservation need to be designed not only to inform, but inspire action using local resources and ICT, like the videos through the African Traveling Teachers can do this. Along my classmates, we started a team to empower teachers to use ICT in the classroom, and we trained about 50 to do instructional videos. But as we completed uni, there was not funding then, and all of us dispatched. I continued harnessing technology, like when I worked in South Sudan with the African Leadership Academy, mentoring teachers, we used technology. And the universe was watching. And soon, another offer that aligns with my passion for EdTech and empowering teachers came from Learning Equality, that has established an offline fast learning platform known as Colibri, where I separately contribute my curricular expertise to their team to support Colibri. Colibri's ongoing needs and development. Presently, as the African Traveling Teacher, I am leveraging Colibri to teach global citizenship under the Cultural Canvas project, which is a partnership between the Western Academy of Beijing in China and 2 schools in Uganda, where I am working with students to use their art pieces to tell stories behind their culture. Once they do these videos, we upload them on Colibri, and these students can watch them offline and learn about each other's culture. The vision does not end in the classroom, it goes beyond that. It also includes mentoring young thought leaders, supporting them through their initiatives, and giving them access to the resources and networks within their fields. To me, I think of education as a right. Every time you acquire a new piece of knowledge, you learn new skills, you're exposed to new learning resources, you become better than you were yesterday. You get to meet different people, like we are here meeting different people from different walks of life. The power of an education, you are equipped with knowledge and skills necessary to understand global issues such as climate change, poverty, education inequalities, and how to address those challenges. This is what will equip a 21st century learner to be able to analyze, think creatively, and solve problems so as to make the world a better place for everybody and future generations. Ladies and gentlemen, my story and my experience thus far are only a testament to the fact that you can raise above your challenges, above your background, and above your past. I strongly believe that we can inspire a generation of teachers in Africa in the best possible shape to become valuable facilitators across the continent. Even though I know that we are not yet there as a people, I am here to affirm that we can change the African narrative through the empowerment of teachers that all learners deserve. By the investment into African youth teachers, we are not only improving their individual access to opportunities and success, but also actively nurturing them to become informed global citizens in their communities and the continent. I am here to say that your work, your ideas, and your passion can and will contribute to making of the African continent. With your support, I believe that our dream of using the African traveling teacher as our vehicle to fuel innovation and skills to inspire Africa's vibrant leap forward is valid. Merci beaucoup. Asanteni sana. Mwakoze cyane. Thank you very much.